Josh, good course.
Oh, speaking of, I totally forgot to give you that affiliate link. I messaged him though, so we'll get it to you.
That first 30 seconds, I already learned something, and I was spewing.
Really? Just on my side or on my side of the recording?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of good feedback recently. Literally, Gumroad, Udemy, it's been doing super well, especially on Udemy. But that's because I already have an established base there.
Nice.
And then there is that one guy on Blender Market that got frustrated because I didn't say I was moving like a vertex or an edge, and just dropped a 1 star. And then we reached out to him and he's like, sorry, I was just frustrated. I shouldn't have left that review. I want to change it. So, cool. But Blender Market's closed for like 3 days. So because of that, we lost the top page. And it was like, and at least the guy owned up to his mistake, but it hurts the creators when you make such a quick emotional reaction like that.
Especially at the very beginning. That can really take a course from, you get a couple of 5 stars and someone leaves a 2, and it takes your rating all the way down very quickly.
But Blender Market wasn't a huge source of the revenue, surprisingly, even though it was top page. Gumroad and Udemy made way more. So I'm not too worried about it.
It's their advertising reach that really does it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I love Udemy, because people bash them a lot. You have experience with Udemy, obviously.
Yeah.
And just their sheer marketing they do for you makes the 50% organic split worth it, because I'm making way more sales than I would just elsewhere.
It can be a bit of a kick in the nuts, though, when you look at some breakdowns and you see that someone's bought the course. Worst case scenario, they've bought the course through an affiliate link on Apple or Android. So you've got Android take their 30%, the affiliates take their 50%. You're left with that.
If you get to a quarter, it's no fun. But yeah,
I can't offer support for that. If everybody went through that route, it would be very demoralizing. But fortunately, that's not the case.
Yeah, but it's sales I would have otherwise probably not gotten. So, I mean, I've been on Udemy 4 years now. That's where I started actually. So
I think it's really good that you guys are stretching out a bit now.
I think Gumroad's going to be the best place to build a business in the next few years, though. For sure.
Yeah, their growth, just in terms of their overall profits, is going up at a crazy rate. Every month they're hitting new records. They've been doing that for a while now. So
right at the start of lockdown, they were just tweeting every day, we've had that benchmark most for number of uploads today.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everyone's home to learn something.
Yeah.
I've started using Teachable as well as a back end. So both the free stuff that I'm putting out there, we've all heard horror stories about YouTube going down. I've seen a few people mentioning places like Library.
Yeah.
I can't remember how it's spelt, but there's that. But I also thought it's good if you've got your students in your community that they've got one place that they can look at a playlist and not get distracted by other things as well. I think that's very useful. And I think one of the biggest downsides of Udemy is you don't have that direct contact with your customer. So, or your student, because they block. You can message them, that's fine. But if you're anything like me on Udemy, you've probably blocked all of the messages, because you get instructors that, for want of a better word, just spam. So you just end up saying, right, I don't want anything from Udemy. So now if another instructor's done that, which there are loads of them out there, then when you send out an educational announcement to help students, or even a promotional announcement to try and get some more money, you find that it's fallen off the cliff. A lot of people, I think, have unsubscribed from that list. So you've got no contact with them, and it's very frustrating. You see a review or a question in the Q&As, and they're asking you a question that you've literally just answered in an educational announcement to say, hey, there's this thing in Blender, merge doubles. Remove doubles when it went back to merged distance. I was like, oh, I've announced it so many times.
It's a quick Google search and it answers your question. And I'm happy to help people, but people don't help themselves. You can learn in 2 seconds of a Google search the same question you asked and wait 5 hours for a response for. I don't understand the logic. I don't. So that's something I have to deal with a lot as well. But you have to deal with it, because That's just how people are.
Definitely.
When they changed that remove doubles to merge by distance, that did annoy me a bit because like, well, first of all, everyone's so used to remove doubles, and it does exactly what it says on the tin, right?
Yes, exactly.
But I was thinking they could just make a simple operator inside of Blender called remove doubles and have that called merge by distance as well, just as a shortcut. They could have done that, but they haven't. Actually, I should do that. There you go. A small add-on idea, just for the people that are so annoyed by it. There'll just be like a few lines of code. That's it.
That's what annoys me in the code. It still is called remove doubles.
Oh, is it?
Last time I looked, it is called remove doubles. Yes.
Wow. And then they still have the threshold and removed. They literally just changed the name. I don't think there was any different functionality. I'll get messages from my like 2-year-old courses. I don't have remove by doubles. It's like there's been updates for 2 years. Just go to Google, and you'll see. If you look that up, it'll literally tell you it switched. But I still have to deal with that too.
Yeah, you could put out a message to all your people about that, and then you could put a whole new video in your course about that, and you're still gonna get questions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I'll update it, and I'll still get the question.
Yeah. So, where are you guys hosting your videos on Udemy? Are you putting them on Vimeo, or are you putting them on what do you guys?
Udemy does the hosting themselves.
Yeah, you just put it up.
And that's
they do. Okay.
It's very difficult to get 1080p video. So on some of the older recordings, Udemy add their compression on, and they only serve it up unless you bug them about it at 720p, which if you haven't done any DPI scaling, makes text so hard to read, especially
if it does. It's terrible.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of reasons to not use Udemy, but their marketing reach, you can't. We're not being given venture capital by loads of people, so we don't quite have the reach they do.
Yeah, I've been an affiliate for Udemy for probably, I don't even know, 4, 5, 6 years or however long. I've been a long time, and I didn't like when they completely cut the affiliate. I mean, it's good for creators, but it sucked as an affiliate because they totally cut our rate, our commissions. But I've sold so many other people's courses, but I haven't put up my own yet, and I probably will. I mean, I have like a whole backlog of courses I want to make. I just haven't done it yet. But I was wondering if you guys were hosting on Udemy, and I didn't realize that they actually hosted. So I was thinking Vimeo, but that's good to know. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wish they had better statistics though, because it'll show you the amount of students you have, but like YouTube has a breakdown of everything, statistics. I think Gumroad does too, right, Curtis? It shows you tons of stats. Udemy doesn't have that.
They used to have Google Analytics integration, and then they removed it about 1.5 2 years ago. So suddenly you lose all of this information that is important if you're marketing. And I think that they're becoming more of a walled garden, so to speak. So they want you to produce content for their platform, essentially. Yep. And if you're not careful, they've got Udemy for Business, which is where businesses sign up and they get access to all of the courses. So they're paying a monthly subscription. It's a Netflix model, basically.
Right.
And the downside of that is if you're signed up for Udemy for Business, you cannot have your course anywhere else. That you're locked in with exclusivity. And if you didn't see that email go out, and I know a few people, they're locked in at the moment for 1 year, they can't put their course on other platforms like Gumroad, etc. And I use Udemy as more of obviously an income stream, but obviously having your face in multiple locations is good. It's like the Coca-Cola effect. Mm-hmm. Oh, I've seen you on YouTube. Oh, you're on YouTube. Oh, and that's part of the drive.
I knew you from. So that's where plenty of people know you from. Yeah, I think it's nice so people at least know who you are, especially if you're not like primarily on YouTube or whatever. Then it keeps you integrated within the community.
Yeah, I hate those kind of exclusivity things. It reminds me of Turbo Squid. I don't know if anyone ever sold stuff on Turbo Squid. But they had this right, so their commission rate was like historically terrible, like the worst in the business. Can't remember what it was, like half or something, but it's probably changed over time. But they had this thing where you could get slightly higher commission if you signed up to their guild thing, I think they called it. And if you did that, you weren't allowed to sell anything anywhere else. You only had to sell on Turbo Squid. But here's the thing: just by signing, like there's tough.
Hey,
no way.
No, they can't.
Proper mask as well.
Hello, boys.
Hey,
Hey,
They're sharing headsets.
yeah, you're sharing
Whoa,
headsets,
what
man.
were you talking about before?
Just Turbo Squid's exclusivity system and how you're not allowed to sell models anywhere else.
I got nothing on that.
Okay. But yeah, anyway, I was going to say it's terrible because once you sign up for that, you don't immediately get the best commission rate. You have to still prove yourself. You have to as you get more and more downloads, your commission rate starts to increase. And I'm like, it's not really. It's like the further you go into it, they're just trying to gain your loyalty. Where it's like you don't want to back out because you spent so much time invested in getting these downloads to get the commission rate that you're never going to leave. Mm-hmm. And it just, I don't know, it feels like a bit like slavery in a way for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Udemy's not like that. Actually, the only rule Udemy has is you can't have a paid course and give it for free elsewhere. Something like that. I don't think there's any exclusivity there, though. That's why I'm able to host it anywhere I want, which I like.
That's cool.
Skillshare.
Yeah, I love I love the reach that Udemy has. They did their marketing early on so well and just completely just got out there and man, you can't beat that reach. Like Gumroad, I guess you kind of have to have your own audience. Like I don't know, does Gumroad do any other marketing for you at all?
Well, not really.
Starting, or
they have a discovery system. So people that go to the Gumroad website can find your content if they search for it, but it's not great. I mean, the amount of stuff you get through the discovery system is an absolute minority compared to everything else. So yeah, I mean, really, it's mostly up to you.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see what they're doing up there.
Yeah, these silhouettes.
Why are you guys at a hotel though?
Looks like it stopped raining.
We're going to do it from Boston Commons. Well, it's not raining anymore, but we were just going to do it from the Commons. We were going to do live hacky sets.
Right. Is it raining still? No.
Hey, is Newberry Comics open?
Is what?
You can hear.
Is Newberry? If you're on the Common, is Newberry Comics open? Have you guys seen it at the store?
Listen,
you don't know. Okay.
I don't know if they can hear.
Newberry Street.
Yeah, Newberry Comics. I don't know if it's open, but it's here.
All right.
I thought you were going in for a fist bump for a moment.
Yeah, no, I was like, I love Boston. It's a
never
great
been.
City.
No, I've never been.
Such a great city. Oh,
clam chowder.
Man.
Let's go.
Yeah, Candlepin bowling, clam chowder. Man, I love Boston. Not so much in the winter, but but it's a fun city. Love it. I miss it.
Sorry, I was just doing some research because I wanted to actually figure out what those Turbo Squid numbers were, because I think it's kind of extortionate. So I'm just going to read this to you. Squid Guild members, as they call it, automatically earn higher royalties than basic members. New Squid Guild sellers start off with a 50% royalty. Wow, half. Incredible. But can quickly move up to the next level with just $150 in sales. Sellers with lifetime sales of over $10,000 get 60% royalties on their sales. Wow,
it's totally worth
how
it.
generous for exclusivity as well. Jesus.
I know.
Which takes forever to get there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then you just get slapped on the wrist with 60%.
Terrible. We're on Gumroad like 90-something%. Dude.
I mean, they're seriously going to have to be giving you some immense value for that type of commission to really be justified.
At least marketing or something, which I don't even know if they do that.
Well, there's so many awful models. Like, I have to get a fair few models from there just because there's a lot of free ones. And it's like you trawl through a lot of really amateur models and assets and things, and it's just like I'd rather pay and get it from a different website and like someone who I actually trust than
absolutely
Squid.
I mean, it's almost better to commission somebody, maybe even one of your students, to create something for you. So you're rewarding someone and getting them into the business properly, rather than some random person you found on the web.
Yeah.
We're trying to do that with our students at the moment. We've made a cops and robbers Godot game or Godot game, and one of the things that we're trying out is if all the students make slightly different cars or slightly different buildings, suddenly you've got a complete game with all of these different assets that are all spec the same, so they can all be imported into the same scene in the city. You end up with a complete city through a community effort, which is absolutely brilliant.
That's awesome.
Very cool idea.